Let's Play Families. Hello everyone and welcome back to JCfinger. This is episode 8 of Let's Play Families, and we left off where the doctor was explaining to Jeffrey that he was not the father that they tested. Yes, people, they tested the wrong papa. Anyway, so Dr. Alexander had already tested the sim previously. The hospital, well, this particular ward deals with the same illnesses, but Missy took the wrong specimen out of this testing room, had it prepped, and then shuttled across to testing room number 2. And you have to remember I said that they were short-staffed and she was doing a good job, well, the best that she could do. So she brought it in here, placed it together alongside Chrissy's specimen. The doctor, of course, that you see sitting here, tested both specimens, trying to decide which plumber would best suit to treat little Ruby. So when he looked under the telescope, he came out with this startling analysis.
Yeah, I'm afraid, Mr. Williams, but I have to say, the tests show that you're not the father.
Okay, says Mr. Williams, why not use my sample since it's already there? Why are you telling me this? And the doctor explains that they need him to go back into the sterile freezing unit so that they can extract another sample from him, because the other sample has expired, having sat out for a certain amount of time. So it then means that Mr. Williams is going to go back in for a couple of hours until he gets to a certain temperature, and then they'll be able to take another sample from him while his wife sits and waits. As soon as he is done, he and Chrissy are going to dash off to Dennis's school for the end of the year Christmas production, and it's going to be fun. At some point, they're going to be able to talk. Shh, 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 shh. Shh.
Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord, God of God, light of light. Lo, he abhors not the virgin's womb. Very God begotten, not created. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the
That was wonderful. Okay, Jeffrey has headed home for a surprise project that he already has underway, and Chrissy has been held up by the principal to discuss Dennis's behavior.
I'm sorry about what's happened. I'm coming straight from the hospital. My daughter's not been doing so well. None of us have been getting enough sleep. And I realize it's been affecting Dennis as well.
Perhaps Dennis could stay with a relative. That way you have time to focus on your child's recovery, while Dennis has time to focus on his studies. Do think about it. It's just a suggestion.
It sounds like a great idea, and Chrissy believes that if she sends Dennis off to go and stay with his amazing grandfather James, then she'll have time to focus on Ruby, who's really ill at the moment. Now her phone is ringing, and she has a call from the hospital telling her that Jeffrey was the better match for Ruby, and so they've started treatment for the little girl, and they are optimistic that she's going to recover sooner rather than later, but they need her to come to the hospital and stay with the baby for the next 3 days while she recovers, and then she'll be able to go home with her child. One of the surprise projects that Jeffrey had up his short sleeves is that he went to the garden center and purchased this beautiful chubby holly tree that you see here. There's a couple of them anyway. And you have this plant here. It's called the azalea, pink azalea. And if you look down below, let's just take this off. If you look down below, you see it has no base. So that's fantastic for landscaping. But this is old. It's a glowing reindeer number 2. There's a number 1 across the far end. But yeah, he's really working at it. And these plants you can find in your game store right now. I'm afraid you have to buy those with real cash. But for me, they're worth it. I absolutely think they're fantastic. Now he's gone ahead to purchase a few Christmas trees in the corner here that you see stuffed in a basket in soil. I think they're cute to the entrance. And these candy canes you can find in the store right now for you to use to decorate your Sims homes. They're beautiful. This is what they look like in AR mode. I think they're fantastic, and they sort of flash momentarily. This is the fairy lights. They're beautiful in the entrance, and we have another set. No, not you. We have another set of glowing reindeer in the front entrance to the house. Let's go over to this one here and light it up. Number 1, lovely bow tie, very cute. So this is a glorious entrance, and he's basically doing everything he can to appease her because he has some news to break to her, which is an unfortunate piece of information. Let me just quickly turn this one on as well. You might realize from my speaking voice that I've got a cold, and you have to imagine that I'm standing out here helping Jeffrey, and the snow is falling all over my head. But he's decided to place these bits and bobs up here, so from the upstairs living room, little Dennis can come out and play with those items. Now, let's see what's happening with Chrissy. Yes, it's all great news this season because little Ruby is doing much better. As you can see, the doctors have upped their game. They're checking her records to make sure everything is done according to plan. And you can see that she's doing so much better. She's all pink and supple, and her mum is completely excited and just can't take her eyes off her. So she's going to be heading back home immediately, and to her surprise, she walks in. She hasn't even put the baby down, and Jeffrey has surprised her with a complete makeover kitchen and other parts of the house which she's yet to see. But certain things she specifically asked for, like the phone being where the laundry is and the towel. Certain items she had mentioned she'd always wanted, these special gourmet cooking pots that she saw on a trip that she had with him once. He had them brought in and fitted above this new stove. The flooring was completely done with brilliant colored wood, and you have this special tray on the side. It might not look like much, but it's specifically the things that she's always wanted. She likes speckled eggs, which are quite difficult to come by. He's also brought in some organic vanilla extract and some honey that was freshly prepared from a bee's farm. And don't miss the lovely flowers that he set on the side for her. He's trying to make up for something. But he's gone all out to redo the house for Christmas with special items that he knows that she loves. These chandeliers are wedding chandeliers, but for Christmas, hanging above the table is befitting for her. She mentioned it once that she wanted those, and he was like, no, we don't need it, we don't. But all of a sudden, he kind of thinks that they do. Wonder why? Now, the wooden floor is from the nursery collection. It's fantastic. Previously, they had the Dreamy Homestead, and it's been updated to this just for the Christmas. And we have, as I say, another wedding chandelier above the living room space, which is fantastic. One thing that Sims FreePlay has done in this update is change the timing for the seat. You can sit for 2 minutes and 4 seconds as opposed to 16 seconds, and you can feed your baby for 6 minutes, which is brilliant. Can you imagine? Thank you so much. Another thing is, you cannot have feature walls in AR, but I found a way to do it. I certainly did. And yeah, I think that it's nice to just have a few bits and bobs for Christmas dotted around. Now, Jeffrey has gone ahead to redo the nursery because little Ruby is going to be turning 1 very shortly. Yes. So he's taken the cot out to their room because they need to have close contact with her now that she's recovering. And this is basically what the room looks like. And she's going to be upgraded to this space probably in the next episode. Who knows? But here she is in the master bedroom. We've got the same wooden floors, which is brilliant. And she's already nicely tucked in, and this is what he's done in the bedroom, and it's absolutely beautiful. This was Santa's bed in the farmhouse, which you're going to unlock as you embark on the 12-day quest. Is it 12 days or 13 days of Christmas? But anyway, you're going to embark on that quest and unlock these items if you complete in time. But it's absolutely beautiful. And he's purchased this bed for her, redone the bathroom to look a little bit more slick, a little bit more edgy, and has moved her dressing mirror to the closet space, which is much bigger. And also, he's running a bath for her. They've had a little hello, hi, I'm a bit exhausted, and what he's done is run a bath and say to her she needs to get rested, well rested, and come and meet him downstairs, and then they can have a chat. So it makes sense that they couldn't have had a serious conversation in all the places that they were, at hospital, at the school, and so on. And there's a dump of presents up on the dresser drawer for her. So yeah, he's done everything he possibly can to calm her down before he breaks the news of his misbehavior. So off he goes, and she's really excited and peaceful and feeling really taken care of. Think about it. She's just come from the hospital for 3 days. She's not had a bath. So what you see her doing here is taking off her bits and bobs, her earrings, her rings, cleaning off some excess makeup. That's what I think anyway. And then she's going to hop into the bath and really get well rested. So she's happy, she's comfortable, and she's taking her time. And she will talk to him in a second. But this is really odd that when they jump in a bath, their eyes roll into the back of their heads. This looks quite spooky. I'm not sure why this is the case, but up until AR, I didn't notice this. So seeing it from this angle reveals this unusual happening. Anyway, let's go and check on Jeffrey. So what we're going to do is get him to reflect on what's about to happen in the next few minutes. He has done everything he could possibly do, yes, and now he's going to have to speak to her. And it's good that Dennis is with his grandfather at the moment, so I wish him the best.
Listen, you have to tell your wife the truth immediately. The truth has consequences, but you have to have faith to deal with it.
Well, I think he should follow the advice of his wise father, because it is said, and it is true, that the heaviest weight to carry is the weight of a secret. This outfit a couple of years ago appeared in my wardrobe during a fashion event of some sort. It was completely free, and occasionally Sims FreePlay do insert clothes into the wardrobe that way. So she's going to fall for self. She's feeling refreshed and clean and ready to go. Yeah. I'm so fine. So fine. Yeah. Yes, there you go, Missy. There you go, Missy. That's the spirit. Now let's get you to settle baby. So she's just going to have a little time with her little bundle of joy. It's not been the case ever since the baby was born. You have to imagine that over a period of about 3, 4, 5, 6 months when she was born, she was, presenting with these terrible symptoms. And then over the next 6 months, they were able to discover what was wrong with her. So they didn't really enjoy her babyhood as such. And as I say, she's going to be aged up very soon, maybe in the next episode or the one coming after that. But yeah, this would be her one time to really enjoy the child. You might think, well, she should be going downstairs to quickly talk to Jeffrey, but no, she almost lost her child, and you will imagine that her whole attention is attached to the baby at this point. And it's just wonderful to have the baby in her arms and not have the whining and the whining and the crying and the crying. This playmat, I was assuming that her 2 hands right there is supposed to be on the big block, but it's not. And at this point, she's supposed to pick up a smaller block, and nothing is in her hand. AR reveals a lot. Anyway, she's done. Let's check on Jeffrey. While she goes off, I'm just going to put the baby down to sleep for her. So you can call me Sleepabelle. I'm the fairy that's going to hover over this bundle of joy and get her to sleep for, 22 hours and 48 minutes.
Okay, Chrissy, this is what's happened. I had an affair with Lillian. Calm down.
What are you talking about, Jeffrey?
It's never
How
going
could
to
you do
happen
that?
again. I never meant
At
to
a time
hurt
like
you.
this?
Just listen for a minute.
Just get out.
I'm sorry.
I never want to see your face again.
I'm really sorry.
Just go.
Okay.
You broke my heart. Yeah.